Zane, let me tell you about this new COD.
Let's hear it, Aaron.
It's gonna suck ass.
Well, you're fucking
My
wrong.
fucking ass, dude. It looks good.
It looks... Seriously, on God, you're fucking wrong, bud. And here's why. Because the gameplay, the people who are going to be playing it are having more fun playing it because it's rebooted the Modern Warfare. Because all they want is the enjoyment. They don't give a shit about the graphics or anything like that. They just want to go back to when they were little kids and enjoying a game.
The only thing that has the opportunity of saving it are the fucking people that want to save it.
Yeah, and that's
like
a big group of people.
You want to save it.
Yes.
You want it to be good.
Yes.
But that big group of people, when they realize that all of the Fortnite little kiddies hop back on to Call of Duty for a year, it's going to just suck ass.
It's not going to suck ass, though, because more people are just going to realize that it's a better game, and people will get tired of it, yes, but the OGs will stay to the game because it is the game that they want.
Listen, man, all I'm saying is that I loved the older Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 1, but it only goes to show that the franchise is doing so terrible that they had to bring back a reboot of something that used to be good. Mm-hmm. So obviously, they ran out of ideas, which is never a thing you want to, confront when you're dealing with a business like this. You want new ideas, things that work. And obviously, everything they've done hasn't worked. So, yeah, it's going to be fun to see what they do, but I have low expectations.
See, I'm the complete opposite on that because I think the expectations should be higher because we have all the new advancement in gaming and shit like that to where the graphics are better and stuff. So it's going to be a good twist on an old game, and I think that's going to pave the road to more reboots and to games that we enjoyed as children.
Well, something I saw IGN said. Now, IGN I don't think is an extremely credible company because they have a lot of people paying them on the side, I bet. Or they just appeal to public. But they said that they were taken in at E3 for the behind-the-scenes footage of Modern Warfare for the story. And they said they came out and they were like, this game's just too real. And they said it was too dark, too sort of screwed up, because what they were showing was like, you have choices in the game. It's like one of them was you'd go through this bedroom and there was a woman with her child and you have the choice to shoot her or just leave her. And I think they shot her in the gameplay just to show you that, yeah, you could do this. And IGN was like, oh, whoa.
See,
that's screwed up.
That's what they need. They need the fucking rashness of the old CODs, like fucking Modern Warfare 2. When you enter a goddamn fucking airport and you just unload on thousands of civilians, and it's just like you see people crawling in their own pool of blood. That was so fucking harsh, but everybody who played Modern Warfare 2, everybody remembers that.
Yeah, I haven't played that exact level, I think, a couple times.
Terminal.
Well, that's because you're a sociopath.
No rush.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh, yeah, but it was in Terminal.
I think that's why
that was
people want the game.
amazing. That was an amazing game, just because the campaign fueled nobody went into there. People went in there for the multiplayer, but a lot of people were in there for the campaign because Modern Warfare 1
had an amazing
campaign.
Yeah.
Where it was actually like it tugged on the heartstrings, and Modern Warfare 2 tugged on the heartstrings.
Really hard.
When you see Ghost getting fucking gas and yourself getting gas poured onto you, and you see the person that you were following the entire time walk out with a fucking match and drop it on you, and you just burst into flames, and you see the person that you thought was like the most badass motherfucker in the game that would never die just fucking burn to death. That was amazing. And Modern Warfare, I mean, it was sad as fuck. But that was
a memorable moment.
Save one of them.
No, Captain Price saved nobody until the end. You saved Soap by throwing a
dagger,
the throwing knife right in the fucking Shepherd's eye.
Yeah.
Did you save Soap or were you Soap? Yeah,
you were Soap.
I'm sorry, people.
Yeah.
But that was an amazing campaign. And then when the nuke comes in,
I don't think you could have fucked that up. I think I tried to throw it at price and it automatically went in the guy's eye.
Yeah.
They just did not allow you to fuck.
Yeah, I tried to throw it.
Like, I remember just, like, completely turning to the right where they're just not on screen whatsoever, and I threw it, and it would just cut to him getting hit in the eye.
Yeah,
and
I'm
it
like,
was
the fuck?
They
It
just
was the
didn't
most.
let
It was a
happen.
badass moment. You didn't want to fuck it up. They're like, you're not gonna fuck it up.
They're not allowing you to fuck it up.
Like that game was that campaign was so amazing that like everybody wanted to play the fucking multiplayer because it was just they didn't want the game to
It
end.
was solid multiplayer.
They did not
too.
want that game to
Yeah,
end.
they had a lot.
It was a solid multiplayer, and that campaign was so
And that's
solid
the
it
thing.
held
The
the structure.
multiplayer was basically brand new. They did so many new things with that multiplayer that they didn't do in COD 4
Yeah.
or whatever else. They had you could actually man drones. You could actually fly in the sky as a chopper gunner. They had bigger maps, better
And tactical
actual
fucking
choke
nuke.
points on the maps that like made sense. That
Tactical
were fun.
nuke. You were a dick if you dropped a tactical nuke.
Well, that's
You were
another.
a god.
That's another thing that I think Call of Duty has been really screwing around with is their map design. Like when World War II came out, their map design was awful.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
three-
It made
three
no
lane,
sense.
No choke points, just 3-lane push up there and
The zombie
Yeah,
maps
shit.
had better, choke points
Yeah,
and shit than the
yeah.
actual multiplayer maps, and that's bad.
Yeah.
That's one thing that the plot line. I think the World War II plot line was kind of good too. As far as with the zombies, as it carried over into Black Ops 1, which is my favorite COD because I actually like the storyline on that,
Mhm.
like the graphics, like the maps and the choke points in Black Ops 1. And the zombies only got better in Black Ops 1. I think Black Ops 1 was the best COD for zombies, by far.
Yeah,
I'd have to agree with that.
yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
I still thought, like, Black Ops 2, I don't know why so many people hated on Transit.
Transit was a good map.
I
I
thought
liked
it
the
was
concept behind it. I really did.
I thought they did great for pulling it off.
No, no one really hated on it. The main people that hated on it were the people that like the simple like get to the teleporter, like the simple, like unlock your pack punch weapons and everything. You didn't have to go through like they made it as if like the Easter egg, like even though it wasn't. They made like it they get to the pack punch. I didn't really play Transit, but they made it way too hard.
I didn't like the bank thing either, how you could just, like, store money.
I liked that, but I did not like how long. Like, I liked being able to to immediately everybody had their own path to go on. Like when you played the Reese, was that the one with the teleporters?
Yeah.
Like on World War.
Oh, wait.
Like that
Yeah,
one, that
yeah,
was so
yeah.
like everybody had their own path. Everybody knew like you open up this door, we jump down, we hit the box a few times until it disappears, and we go to the first teleporter and unlock that. And like immediately, like within the first 10 rounds, you had your pack punch weapons.
Yeah.
With like Transit, it was basically based on when everybody wanted to get on the bus, how fast they wanted to get to the thing, and who wanted to buy doors.
Mm-hmm.
That was just horrible.
This is why I think Black Ops 1 Zombies were the best. Because they had new things that were in Black Ops 1 Zombies, but it didn't go overboard. What was the original map for Black Ops 1 Zombies?
Kino.
Was that the one with the stage and everything? Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. That
Good
was
map.
great. That map was big. It had a lot of shit in it. I mean, you could pack punch your weapons pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was good.
I mean, to get back on topic though for Modern Warfare, what I like from it is that it's a little more realistic. It has Battlefield-esque gameplay to it. And, I saw they're adding vehicles and stuff. So, like, as a care package, I think Aaron said something about it. You could drop in a tank and control it.
Yeah.
Which I think is cool. Plus, they're having big multiplayer maps, like, I think 64 people, kind of like Battlefield,
Yeah, they're
32
supposed to be a
versus
lot bigger.
32.
I think the main way this game is going to be successful is if the campaign is good.
I think it's going to be.
Like if the campaign's not good, like as we just all said, we didn't all say it, but like the main reason people like remember MW2 and all of those other CODs, like Modern Warfare 3, like is the campaign. everybody remembers fucking Soap dying in MW3. Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers that happening. Everybody remembers the end when you're I forget if you're playing as Captain Price, but it's a cutscene where Captain Price literally takes what's his name in like a noose and drags him up and chokes him out and lights up a cigar and the campaign ends.
Mhm.
Everybody remembers that.
Yeah.
Same with like Black Ops 1. Everybody remembers fucking what the fuck? What was I'm doing with Black Ops 1?
Reznov was a big thing, or not Reznov.
No, for Black Ops 1, that was Reznov.
Who's the big guy? Reznov?
Yeah, that was Reznov.
One in Black Ops 2 that became like a powerhouse kind of dude, terrorist that you had a choice at the end to kill or not.
Makarov?
No,
that was Modern
Black
Warfare,
Ops
I
2
think.
was like the son, wasn't it?
No, I think that was him, but he came back.
Oh yeah, you're right. Everybody remembers like Woods. Everybody remembers the characters from Black Ops 2. I don't remember a single character from fucking Black Ops 3. I
Black
think
Ops 3 was horrible. The
it-
campaign was so bad that they had to make it so you could play with 3 other friends. Like,
Yeah.
it was
I don't.
the worst campaign. It was so fucking boring.
Like,
Before they didn't even have
I
a
think
campaign.
the only thing
Yeah.
I remember from Call of Duty Ghost campaign, I think the dog's name was Sam or Max.
I think it was Sam.
I think it was Sam.
I want to say Sam.
And they were brothers. The two guys, the main characters, were brothers.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I remember. And I mean, like, honest to God, it was a good campaign.
It was pretty good.
Like,
Yeah, I remember that campaign.
Well, like-
I don't remember the multiplayer being too hot. though.
Everybody was
the
so.
multiplayer
Everybody
wasn't
was.
that bad though. Like if you think back, like the multiplayer was kind of good. In a
Compared to what
way.
we have nowadays.
Compared
And
to
it
what
brought
we
in
have
knee
now.
sliding, and I think knee sliding is one of my favorite mechanics.
Knee
to
sliding
a
is the one of
shooter.
the biggest things that people use now. And
Yeah.
I just
they
remember
were
they
smart to bring
added
that in.
way too much
I like knee sliding. a
stupid
lot,
stuff and like
personally.
Yeah, they would make
In
it so
Ghost,
like you could just literally
like-
slide forever. Basically.
yeah, like
I mean,
you could do like
way
the
too
jump
long.
and slide.
Yeah.
And you could do like I don't think anybody ever leaned in the game, which they added
No.
that mechanic. I don't know why they made it where the UAVs you put on the ground and within like not even a minute somebody came up and knifed that bitch.
Yeah,
Well, I
back-
think my
back-
problem with the lean system when it comes to COD is that it's like you get behind a wall and you have to be like
And
at
that
this
wall's
point to where you,
bulletproof.
you have to be at this
It's
point to
bulletproof.
where you can like lean. You have to just zoom in and it just auto leans. I
Yeah.
like it. Like Siege does it good where you could just press a button and lean.
Yep.
Mhm.
I like that a lot.
But
yeah.
Back to like Ghost the everybody was going nuts over the part in the campaign where you were in space and you were in that big fight, you know, like you were
Oh, the big spaceship.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
space.
yeah,
was
where you're like
space-
actually
oh, yeah,
like floating
Oh,
around
that,
in space.
that wasn't you. That wasn't like the main character.
No,
that was like a little
That
side
was like the
mission.
beginning, wasn't it?
The
Before
very
the
first
world
yeah,
mission.
it was like the very
introduction.
first.
That's how.
But that was a dope campaign
Meteors
where
go.
like
It was
you
pretty
could-
cool.
Like the bullets and shit. That was dope.
And
Yeah.
everybody expected them to interpret like a multiplayer map like that, which I personally never expected them to do. I never saw.
I don't
that.
think it would be
No,
very
it would-
great, but
I don't think a lot of people would like it.
that'd
I
be
think
cool
they
as like a
could've-
bonus like event thing.
It would have been like a cool concept.
It would have been a
Yeah,
cool,
like a cool, 20-day trial.
It
or
would have
some
been a
shit.
cool one of those.
Event.
It would have been a cool map for like was it what was their like version of zombies? It was like with the aliens.
Oh, Extinction.
That was-
Extinction
yeah,
was
that-
dope.
That would have been a
Extinction
dope
was pretty
extinction,
cool.
Extinction
Yeah.
map.
I actually really liked Extinction, and I've always heard talk about Ghost 2. Like, oh, Ghost 2 is going to come out sometime. And, like, I don't have a problem with that. Like, that'd be cool.
Yeah, didn't they end it on like a cliffhanger?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Super-
yeah, it was
yeah,
like
super
Oh,
cliffhanger.
it was horrible. And
Which
then they
makes
never
everyone
brought
think
out,
that they're
like-
going to do a Ghost 2, which I think they are. I just don't
Didn't
know
the
when
brother-
at all.
Didn't like the brother get taken? Wasn't it like a train?
Your main
Yeah,
character
you
got
were,
taken
you were on
away.
like a train and like it was like a big crash in like an ocean or something.
And,
And you ended
your
up on
brother's
land.
fine, or your brother's fine, and you get taken away, or you're fine and your brother gets taken away.
Did your
It's
brother
only one.
betray you?
No.
No.
I thought your
It's
brother
been
died
a
in
long
Ghost.
time since we played that. Yeah, I
I
thought.
don't think so.
No, you know what? I think he was like watching you being taken away, but he was like hurt and couldn't like do anything about it.
Yeah.
But I think he was just yelling.
I think
That's
it was
what it
like,
was.
It was
I
like
think-
yelling
yeah.
and crawling at the same time, and then he
Yeah.
gets like kicked in the face or some shit.
I mean,
Yeah,
now,
that's
Whatever
right.
happened
Yeah,
to
you're
the
right.
dog? Did the dog die? I don't think they killed the
No.
dog.
No, the dog doesn't die
Because
because the
I
dog
remember-
meets up with you later.
I remember specifically remembering like me going into the campaign being like, if this dog dies, I'm never playing this game
I
again.
don't think they
they
killed it.
knew very well going into the game. If they kill off a dog, they're going to lose a lot of marketing.
Oh,
Yeah.
But definitely coming back, kind of circling around to the new COD. What do you guys think of like the customization, like weapon wise? Like,
I hope.
Oh,
I
like-
hope
it's
dope.
dope.
I like it a lot.
I think that's a lot better than.
I mean, you could
previous
have
years.
like really cool setups for guns, or you could have really crazy. Like I was watching a stream, and the stream had it to where like he took a shotgun, put the barrels to like the minimum, so turn it into a sawed off, and then put like a sniper scope on it for whatever reason, just for shits and giggles. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
See,
that's,
me
I think that's hilarious.
Me personally, I think that's more of a better idea because that gives the people a chance to customize their own weapons and use them for like professional gamers. Geez, can't talk. They will use those classes to help better their team to win advancements. So I think that's a better outcome for most people.
I didn't really look at much of the gameplay, I looked at some of the gameplay. I didn't really look at any of the customization for classes or anything. But is it like a 10 thing where like you get 10 attachments?
No,
and, like,
it's
10 perks?
it's
Or-
kind of weird actually. So instead of like 10 things for your whole class, the only thing that I really noticed is so like you have your primary weapon, you get 5 attachments on that. I think you also get 5 on your secondary, and
But yeah, you can still add on the other things as well, and it doesn't go towards your 10 attachments.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's one thing I always hated about I didn't really hate, but I disliked about like Black Ops 2 and like even Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
I didn't really play any of the other CODs because I wasn't into them. I thought they all sucked. Black Ops 4 was kind of okay, mediocre. But I hated how the customization for classes was 10-10 and like you could not like there's so many good attachments that you could not put all of them on one gun because you'd have to have there's so many good perks too, and like then like you'd always want to have like your I was a C4 guy. I was that fucking dick that you C4 and double tapped X every time. But yeah.
Two of the things that I noticed is I don't think these are really new. Like one of them I've seen in Battlefield, like an older Battlefield, is they have a spotter perk, and when you aim in, it highlights the enemies. I don't know if it's just for you or if it's for like the whole team, but you can like once you highlight them, you can move, and like if you're behind a wall, you can see them through that wall. It's like their whole outline. And the other one was super sprint, and when you would do it, you would double tap your sprint button, and your guy would actually put like his gun like straight up and like his right or left hand. I don't know. I think you can switch that with whatever. But yeah. And he would put it like straight up, but it would be you would have less reaction time with putting it down and then shooting. That's the only problem with that.
See,
perk.
but I already saw it. Like I already saw that there's like a glitch where you can do that infinitely.
well, it was in beta. I mean, it's in beta.
Yeah,
it's
fine.
still
Yeah,
beta.
yeah,
They
that was
got
its.
glitches.
Was that its first beta?
No,
They
that
just
might have been the
released
alpha
them?
test because it's still like. I mean, it's coming
No,
out. What's it coming out? September?
No, October.
September 12th for the beta for Xbox.
Yeah.
Or
the
well,
there
is
was a
that beta for
release
Xbox or is that
station,
beta
like,
for
2 weeks
PC
ago.
and
You-
Xbox?
you guys-
PC and Xbox, and then the game comes out on October 25th, I think.
Yeah,
23rd,
late
something like that.
late October.
Late
I
October,
don't
but the
know.
beta comes out on the 12th.
I'm curious to see what anyone thinks about this, but the mini map is gone.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know how I
yeah.
feel about that.
I like it.
Me
but
personally, I use the mini map more than most people usually do.
it's kind of like hardcore in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because like if you put out a UAV, your mini map will like it pops
it
up.
pops up obviously.
So, I mean that's how hardcore usually is. You don't have a mini map or anything.
it definitely makes gamers more in depth into the game and not relying on the mini map. That's for sure.
Yeah, because I never liked that. Because like it always made me nervous. Because like I wasn't a big fan of silencers in any COD really, and so I would never really have silencers on my gun. So I would if I shot, I'm showing up on a mini map like without a doubt.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, so another thing is people are like, they don't know if it's gonna be like that the whole time or if they're going to maybe add it in later. Because I guess for a lot of people, and this comes from, like you said it, and I think I play this way too. Is
I
I like
relied-
to play
I relied-
off the mini
Yeah,
map.
I relied on the mini map for knowing where my teammates were, so that way I knew who needed more help, who was in a battle, who needed what. That's me personally. That's where, because I was one of those type of guys that'd be in the back of the map trying to find people because I'm pretty shitty at video games. But I'd use the mini map to find my way to my teammates who were fighting. So that would be an easier way for me to find people because I'm just straight garbage.
The thing I like about it more is like Rainbow Six Siege is probably one of my favorite games out there. I really enjoy that game. So like call-outs are key.
Yeah,
like
call-outs are definitely
you need call-outs. And what I loved about that is like I would learn the map with all my friends, and we would make up names for like rooms if they didn't already have one. Like Bomb Site already has like a name for the room. You see that when you load in, but like there are little side rooms without names that you would just name yourself with your friends, and they would know what you're talking about. Like if you said you were getting hurt and like
broken or
they would just know. And I think it'll be more in depth with that, which I like a lot because like call-outs, like I used to be really, really horrible at games. So what I did is I always like looked in to just finding new ways, like new kinds of call-outs to make, and like so I can be more of an assist because I was never really like the kill grabber. Like I don't know, not too long. I mean, it wasn't too recently I started getting actually like something just clicked. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what it was? You were closer to your TV.
Like you know how bad I used to be. Like I used to just be horrible.
It's
I'd
because you
come
live
out with
closer
like
to your TV.
yeah, I just got a better setup, and I don't know. It feels a lot better where I'm at.
I'm still pretty straight garbage.
Yeah, I don't know if there's hope for you yet.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. After looking at like gameplay footage, the animations, bro, they look nice. Like reload animations look clean. The like throwing your grenade. I think I'm not certain about this, but I think you could either toss it overhand or underhand. So you could either lob it.
See,
Okay,
I like that
I
because
like that a
now
lot.
you can, if you want to like lob it into a room and you don't want to overshoot the throw.
Yeah.
That's nice because people bounce it off the walls and shit like
Kind
that.
of like
Now, I don't know if that's certain, but I think that's what you can do.
That'd be
yeah, it's
awesome.
still real early, and they haven't released a whole ton of stuff
I
where we're
hope-
not fully knowledgeable about it.
I hope they make it a 6v6 game and not a 5v5 game like
Yeah.
like
Yeah, that
Black
extra
Ops 4
person
did.
makes a huge difference.
Like, because there's like I'd rather play for random than not have another member on my team.
Yep.
That extra person that extra slot always makes a difference. Because like if you're playing 5v5 and you got one person waiting, then it just sucks.
Yeah, because let's be honest, most of the times you're in a group chat full of 6 or plus guys who are all playing in the same game. So it's nice to be able to be all in the same game chat and playing the same game at the same time.
Now I did hear. Sorry, you go.
Okay, and with 6v6, I just think that the extra person on each team just makes it like more. You're more into it because like you're gonna find somebody. Like COD isn't a huge map. But like 5v5, I don't know what it is, but just missing one person on each team makes it so hard to find enemies. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, you could run around for like a minute and not see a single person. It is the most frustrating thing. Like, I don't know what it is. What were you gonna say?
I heard talks, and I think Activision is still looking into this, or Infinity Ward, or whoever is making these big decisions. I expect it to be Infinity Ward, but Activision also has the last say. But the Battle Royale topic. I was heard that they were thinking of maybe adding it into Modern Warfare. They don't know yet because of the success of Blackout. They might maybe think.
I
about
would
it.
rather them add in a battle royale. If they are, I would rather not have battle royale because that just means they take more focus towards that. Like
Yeah, they'd focus more on that than the actual gameplay itself.
like
That's
towards,
kind of
like,
what they
the
did
actual
for
multiplayer.
Black Ops 4.
Black Ops 4, you could tell was mainly battle royale
Yeah.
focused.
And I understand why they released the battle royale. Like it was like the meta at the time for everybody. Fortnite was big,
And they released
player-
a really good version of a battle royale. I thought it was probably the best at the time. Before, like Apex is pretty big.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely better ones at the time, but like that was definitely up.
Well,
there.
Apex came
definitely
out
a top,
after.
definitely a top.
it ran
4.
pretty well for what it was.
Now,
Yeah.
something I never played, but I heard was just horrible, was the Battlefield 5 Battle Royale. I heard it was
I have
absolutely
played that, and it's
terrible.
literally the worst battle royale I've ever played because I play Apex, Fortnite, Blackout. You know, I jump for variations of battle royales, and that was probably the worst one I've ever played.
I mean, fucking COD right now is coming for the kill on Battlefield because, like, let's be honest, Battlefield's been having a hard. They've been having a hard run because they had Battlefield 1, which at first was pretty good, right?
No, Battlefield 1 still is.
I enjoyed the beta.
People, I think they advertised Battlefield 1 wrong. I think if they would have advertised it better, if you were a hardcore Battlefield fan, you most likely liked Battlefield 1.
Well, that's what you had to be. If you weren't a hardcore Battlefield fan, you were over it.
Well, I mean, like, if you weren't a hardcore Battlefield fan, you probably didn't like Battlefield 4 either.
I love Battlefield.
I mean, Battlefield 4 was
Battlefield
pretty
4 was
Battlefield
probably
4
my
was
favorite.
awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if you weren't a hardcore Battlefield fan, you're not going to understand the way Battlefield works. Like, Battlefield 4 was amazing how they had, like, main points in the map that would immediately, like, what was that fucking high-rise map? Where it was, like, in Japan and it was
The
yeah,
skyscraper. Dude, I loved it. I loved
where it fell.
Yeah, that was dope. That
I
was
hated
amazing.
because I think Jack,
Yeah,
you were
they
with
had
me
the,
for this. Was we found a server on Battlefield 4 where it was only 2 maps, and it was it was Siege of Shanghai, which is the skyscraper map you're talking about, and the other one was what was like the underground base kind of one? It started with like an
O. The prison. The
Outbreak? Was it Outbreak?
No.
It
Was that the snowy one?
Yeah.
That was a good map.
Yeah, it was just those
that
2
map.
maps, and it was domination with 1,500 tickets. Probably like 45-minute to an hour-long match, but like Siege of Shanghai was so fun with that until somebody knocked down a tower. Then it was just the most boring map you ever played. Like, just trying to overtake the top of the tower with your team
was the fun.
Was
that was the goal.
The best part. You know?
I will say Battlefield definitely has more game to player ratios than they do with Call of Duty. Like, you can take out an entire building in Battlefield, but you can't do that in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, people just love the destruction. I mean, like, you know,
it's fun.
Yeah, go ahead, Aaron.
No, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay.
But like, the thing with Battlefield was like everybody had their own thing. Like, some people would be like, I was a main guy that would fly like the helicopters. I remember I was playing with my buddies and we were playing on Shanghai, and we were on top of this helicopter, or we were on top of the roof in the helicopter, and I remember the building started to collapse, and like we were in this helicopter while the building was collapsing, and it was just the most exciting part of playing Battlefield, was just being that like close to fucking dying with everybody else that was on that building, but you were in a helicopter just watching it happen. And like,
yeah, you definitely felt like a super dick up in the helicopter though.
Like, I think that's where like some people didn't really like Battlefield 1 was there wasn't as much destruction as in Battlefield 4. Like, Battlefield 1 was more of a flat map.
Yeah.
Well, of like jungle and like, but it was amazing if you were a sniper. Like, I loved Battlefield 1 because like it had amazing spots for sniping. It had amazing spots for if you were looking to get up and close. But yeah, that was amazing. That was if you actually waited and played Battlefield 1, you would have gotten into it.
Yeah, like what was it? The beta for Battlefield 1 I thought was amazing because they had that desert map.
Mm-hmm.
So like you had that little town for like your close quarters combat, or you just had that whole desert for like the rest of the points. And I mean, that's where all like the vehicles and everything would, like just take place, or they would just go literally just pillage that whole town, because you were able to knock over a lot of those buildings.
The sandstorm,
the
sandstorm would come in, and I remember people like I would be flying and like I would immediately get hit by that sandstorm and I would be done because I wouldn't be able to see shit when that sandstorm.
I ran into so much shit because of that sandstorm.
I was always down to be like, I always had bayonets on my guns, like, and I would just be moving through buildings and I would just pop out, bayonet the nearest guy, shoot the guy behind him, and all that.
The thing they did with the bayonets, though, that was awesome, which is, like, I guess true to real guns, is that when you had a bayonet on, your aim was significantly worse than if you had it off.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I was
thought that
I
pretty cool.
was a real dick when I played Battlefield 1. I either sniped or I was a shot. I played with the shotgun.
Oh yeah, dude. I'd walk around with a fucking shotty, just go and pump people right in the chest.
I thought I thought like the ability to get like the what was it? Was it like the Juggernaut suit or was it the
They had those special pickups for like
Yeah,
flamethrower or like
the flamethrower? Those were dope. I always liked it when like there was that one map that was like a bunker oriented map, but it wasn't. It was like
An Italian map.
It was the Italian map that was in like the mountains. And I remember I'd be going through the bunker with my buddies, and it would literally like somebody would pop up with a flamethrower and take out everybody in the area, like everybody in that bunker with that flamethrower, because it was OP buying like for like a drop, and like if you got up behind them, you could what was it? You could like slice their tank and blow it up.
Another thing I want to say is that, you know, compared to Battlefield 1, where like Battlefield's been on the downhill, is that Battlefield 5 was awful. The mechanics were just not really there, and the whole new health system is just bad, and the ammo system is bad, and I'm not a huge fan of it. So I think Call of Duty is definitely coming in for the kill. But I guess time will tell, and we'll see. I guess we could talk about it more after the beta hits. You know.
Yeah.
So switching topics from the Call of Duty subject. I know you guys recently just watched the Halo Infinite trailer. Their E3 showcase thing they did for it. Now I know they showed something before that, and it was just like their art style for it and the landscape design, and showing that like Chief's back,
Which is exciting.
Yeah, which is very exciting. Well, I mean, he was in the others like 5 and 4, but they're
Bringing him back like a god.
Yeah, 343 Industries kind of like, I don't know. I think they kind of whiffed their 2 games. Although 4 wasn't that bad, but 5 was pretty bad.
See,
I didn't like 4.
I never really got into Halo. Like, my main Halo games were probably, like, 4. I think 4. Either 4 or Reach. I forget which one. And mainly 3. Halo 3 was my main Halo game.
Yeah.
And what I didn't even play, like, multiplayer. I just got into lobbies with buddies, and we play Infected.
Mm-hmm.
But I never really played the campaign. I think I played Halo 3 campaign, but I don't think I really got into it. But is Master Chief, is he an actual human in that suit, or is he like a robot upload of a human in the suit?
Master Chief is a human. Basically, the story of Master Chief is that back, I don't know the years or anything, any of you Halo lore people, I apologize. But if I screw any of this up, you could always correct us. But back, before Spartans were a thing, they started this thing called the Spartan Project. And basically, a secret organization at the time, which was run by Dr. Halsey, and if you don't know who Dr. Halsey is, she's a big character in all the games, abducted, I don't know how many kids, a bunch of little kids, and they, put them in this test room and put, basically metal plates in their body and stuff. And it was, a very painful process. Not a lot survived from it. But they were the beginning Spartans, and Chief was one of them, John, and he has metal fucking plates put on him, and they probably did more things to him that I cannot remember off the top of my head, but they did all that shit to him, and then they basically mentally trained him to always follow orders and war. You fight the elites or the Covenant at the time, and it was a whole thing with that. But they had an AI companion, all of them, for their to address orders and stuff, and they were also there for kind of an emotional support thing. But the problem was through Halo, I don't remember what Halo Cortana died. I want to say it was 4. I think it was 4. And when Cortana died, Chief, it was like a big eye-opener to him because then Chief started doing stuff on his own and not actually following orders.
So Cortana was his AI?
Yeah. And she became... Well, we thought she died. And then in 5, Chief goes rogue, gathers his original Spartan team, which was Blue Team. And I guess... goes on a mission to find Cortana because he realizes she's not dead. But Cortana is actually corrupted because, AIs have a life cycle to them, but they usually just copy them and, like, I guess paste them back into a chip. So they're, like, life cycle resets, and it's like they were never gone. But Cortana was corrupted, and Chief wants his Cortana, so he goes to find her, and she's corrupt, and she's actually leading... I want to say the Hive, or not Hive, Flood.
The Flood was 5?
No, Flood was in 3,
Yeah,
actually.
Flood was
They were,
early.
I remember
or
playing
2 as
I
well.
remember
Yeah, they're
playing
in 2.
Flood.
No, they're in all.
4.
They're in all.
I remember didn't they change Infected to Flood?
Yes.
Yeah.
And, so basically, he goes to find her, and she's like, either she's leading the Flood or she was leading the, Prometheans. I don't remember exactly what. I'm a little hazy on this because it's been a while. But that's basically what happens. In Infinite, we don't exactly know the plot for it, but we know that Chief has a new chip in the back of his head, which is a new AI. And we don't know if it's Cortana again. Could be a reboot of Cortana, something. But that's basically all we know. Other than that, we saw the story trailer of Chief breaking out of his pod because some dude found him in space. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some guy picked him up from space and
Yeah.
rebooted him.
And we saw their art trailer and stuff, and they're running off a completely new engine now, which I'm extremely happy about because the 343 original engine they were using was just. I wasn't a huge fan of the art style personally. It wasn't really true to Halo. It was weird. Chief talks way too much in the new games to where in the other games he talked only when needed. Or like very simple words or something. It's like the Doom Soldier. But the new Slip Space engine, I think is what they're calling it, is really cool. And it's like really kind of old, like retro-y style to like Halo 3S kind of graphics. Like polished Halo 3, but like
Yeah.
it kind of got that same armor system, and apparently it's supposed to be open world.
Open world. That'd be dope.
Yeah,
That would be real dope.
Because they showed a lot of
It looked
wildlife off.
Would that be like an open world, like, what's that, Anthem?
Yeah, I'd
Would that-
assume it'd be sort of like that.
Sort of like Anthem, where it's an open world, but you get like the cut screens probably and like teleported into the caves and shit. But I had nothing wrong with that. It could be a little smoother where it doesn't take like half a year to load into that cave. But
I mean, hey, PC might be different because consoles load time, as we all know, are just bad.
But yeah, like just looking at the trailer, I wouldn't say I'm a huge Halo fan. Like I said, I haven't played very much Halo. But it looked like I'm a big fan of campaigns, and that campaign looked like that opening for that trailer looked awesome, looked cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Looked like it'd be a fun game to play.
I think it's gonna be really like retro-y, kind of like bringing it back to the Halo, like true Halo.
The main thing I always got into when I played Halo back in the day was like the red and blue or what they were called. I forget, like the YouTube channel. That channel was hilarious. But yeah.
The artist actually said when he was working on, they had like a behind the scenes kind of thing, and he was talking, and he's like, "Yeah, I really want to go back to like Halo 3 like styled like art, and basically that's what they're doing." Now we don't know a huge amount of the story, just that little story trailer they put in, but it does look really dope, and I think they're trying to reinvigorate Halo, especially for PC people, because this is going to have full PC support compared to other Halos that did not. And I don't think any Halo other than maybe the
2.
Halo Wars.
I thought 2 was primarily. I thought the original Halos were primarily PC.
I don't know about that. Now I know there was this company that started I forget what they called it. It was a foreign company that did basically a Halo PvP thing for
That was
PC.
recent, right?
Sort of recent, but
That was people were playing and they were getting like striked on YouTube for playing it
because
like they were playing a non-Microsoft game, but it was Microsoft.
it's got copyright problems.
Yeah,
because it's obviously Halo.
Yeah, but like I ain't not.
They're trying to reinvigorate though with the bringing MCC to console. Plus they're I don't know if they're remastering exactly. I have a friend that told me that who's big into Halo. He said that they're completely remastering Halo Reach. Now I don't know if they're completely remastering it or just putting it on MCC. But MCC is also going to have Reach when it comes to PC, and that's hopefully going to reinvigorate players on PC to a Halo game, like from actual Bungie and 343, and then get prepped for Infinite. Yeah, they're being very careful with
hesitant.
Yeah, with Infinite gameplay and stuff. I think they're really working on it because they've been working on it. They've been showing us things for like 2 years, but like very
It looks like
little.
The trailer looks like it was a well put together trailer. Like they know what they're doing and they've been doing it for a while, like secretly. Like they've been working on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a average Call of Duty thrown together bits and pieces from
with some
making
random song in the background or whatever, just blaring.
Some random.
They mean business.
Black. Was that one song? Back in Black.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fucking hype songs that everybody's like, oh my god, this is gonna be an awesome.
I know this song. This song's good. Oh, this game is fucking amazing.
It looks like, and like the dialogue in the trailer, which you don't see that in any Call of Duty or any game, is it literally looks like a movie trailer.
Yeah.
Like it looks like
clean.
It looks clean as fuck, and it looks like hype. The one thing I didn't get was the guy, when you see him first off in the trailer, he has like kind of like stubble, and then he like once everything starts going to shit and like the sirens start going, and he like busts open the door and like fixes the leak.
Yeah.
He falls on the ground and you see him get like you see the little thing playing.
A message from like his, I would assume, wife and child.
Yeah.
Comes up and it's like circling around it, and it shows the guy with a full beard, which I mean I would assume it's
aged.
a time lapse.
Oh yeah, because he's been in space
is.
for a while, I think.
Yeah,
it looks,
but like they don't say anything, so at first you're like,
I just thought he fell on the ground and like fucking
grew a beard,
like,
scared the beard out of him. Dude.
Yeah, scared the beard out. But like I mean like that's one thing that threw me off. I wasn't sure if like maybe he like went back in time. He hit like that's the main reason everything went to shit, was he went back in time, and that's how he found Master Chief.
I think he
Which
was in cryo sleep.
That could be it, but like that wouldn't make sense because
He was in his chair, right?
He was in his chair.
Yeah.
He was just trapped in his chair, and even if he was in cryo sleep, why did his beard change 3 minutes into the trailer?
Maybe they had continuity errors with that.
I don't know. I ain't like it could be something.
Well,
it
wasn't just the beard. Like he did look aged.
Yeah,
himself.
he looked aged, like significantly. Which I have no clue, but I have a feeling that like it was something time related, and that's why shit went bad. And when he fixed the leak and everything, and he fell on the ground, everything went good, everything was fine.
Yeah.
But you saw like obviously something happened that all of that shit went down.
Yeah.
It didn't just happen out of nowhere.
Yeah, like something had to have caused it.
So I'm guessing he must have went through some sort of time warp or something and found Master Chief, and that's what happened.
I mean, it is supposed to take place on a new Halo ring. Because the other Halo 4 and 5 did not take place on a ring at all.
Well, you saw in the trailer that the ring is destroyed. Like, absolutely just fucked.
Oh, yeah.
in the trailer.
See, and in the trailer, I don't know if it's the AI, if it's Cortana, which you were talking about, but at the end of the trailer, you see him walking up to a orb, and it's like talking to him, and was it a girl's voice?
Yeah, it was Cortana's voice. It was her voice. In the trailer.
I don't know anything about the voices.
Which doesn't make sense compared to the last Halo game.
That's why I'm thinking it's a time warp.
Mm-hmm.
Or, now they haven't said this, but it could be a reboot. I don't know. It could be. Maybe they said maybe they think, we fucked up with the other ones. We're just gonna fucking.
They who knows? Maybe did Master Chief die?
And
who knows? Maybe they're trying to bring back the franchise because they realize that Master Chief was one of the storyline was the main reason people played the game. Or I don't know. I didn't really play the game for the storyline to begin with, but I know a lot of people that did.
Yeah.
Like you, I guarantee you played the game for the storyline because you know as much as you do.
Yeah.
They may be rebooting the story to get people to play the multiplayer, and they may be putting more effort into the story because they realize that's where their selling point is with old players.
Yeah.
Like Call of Duty.
Backtracking a little bit into the trailer, when he finds Master Chief and reboots him, you see it on the screen when he reboots him. It says I don't know. It says a couple different things.
It said weapons malfunction.
Yeah. And the third one that pops up is it was no AI detected or something, and it was red.
Because he didn't have his chip in his head.
Yeah, because he didn't have his chip, and he put his. Well, I think it was after he put his chip in.
No.
I thought it was after he put his chip in.
What happened was he looks down at his hands because the guy says there's something wrong with his hands, and he's like, "You've been in space for a while now," and he looks down at his hands and he sees the chip, and he puts it up, and then that AI thing pops up after that.
Oh, so maybe he has a chip but no AI in the chip.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why he goes. He
goes to find his AI.
He go. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe she's on the ring.
Yeah, that.
I am it is the ring that he goes to. You can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell it is the ring.
Destroyed.
And I'm not sure what exactly attacked them. Maybe I don't know what attacked the ring.
Oh, I don't know. I think that's lost knowledge.
Because what attacked the ring obviously tries to attack them again, because they're in once that happens, the sirens start going off again, and the one guy's like, "We need to get out of here," and Master Chief says, "No, we need to fight," and he picks up the gun, and then he hops on that booster, I think, back to the ring and the ending is literally him walking up to an orb on the ring, and Orb's talking to him, and that's the ending.
I think a cool thing they could do for the game, just to wrap this up, is that they could. So I didn't completely finish Halo Wars 2, but Halo Wars 2 added a faction of brutes. Now I don't remember what the faction was called exactly, nor what the leader was called. It was Democris or something. But that would be really cool if they had that rogue brute faction in the game. Now I don't think they're gonna add that, but if they do, that'd be cool. And I also think they should stick away from Prometheans altogether, because I think the elites are really cool. Or well, not elite, just Covenant itself would be a cool iteration to bring back, because I think the Prometheans are kind of lame.
Yeah.
Personally. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to see after. Just need more info on the game. We need gameplay is what we need.
Yeah, we need gameplay, and I'm excited. God knows there's gonna be a beta, but I am probably gonna be a PC player for this game.
Yeah.
I am actually thrilled for the graphics that are probably going to be coming out of this game. The new,
Slipstream
you said,
engine.
the new Slipstream engine. I am thrilled to see that like they're upgrading engines. Like I'm happy to see that most games nowadays are upgrading engines. Like
and doing their own engines.
Their own engines.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like Battlefield, the Frostbite engine, which is exclusively to EA, but like the Frostbite engine, beautiful.
Great.
And I like how COD's doing their own engine. Finally.
Upgrading their engine.
And Halo is going to their Slipstream engine, which looks so nice. Oh, it looks so good.
Oh, yeah. It's exciting.
Yeah, very. But I guess we're just going to have to see after...
yeah, I mean, it might be a while before we get a beta for Halo Infinite.
Oh, yeah. I think a long time.
It's not... I mean, it says in the trailer, it's 2020. They don't even have, like, a set date yet.
Yeah.
And I would assume late 2020. I wouldn't assume.
I'd assume we'd have to wait till next E3 to even see gameplay. So...
Oh, yeah.
But I appreciate that they're taking time into this game and not just, like, you know, Call of Duty just... Throwing it together and being like, yeah, here's a new game. Like, I'm really happy that they're taking time to polish it, or at least I hope that's what they're doing, because we all know Anthem took fucking forever, and it was awful. So
just like Anthem, just like Fallout, all of those games. And let's hope Microsoft and like them finally get something right, and like they polish this game to the best of their ability. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect until they actually have a large amount of people playing the game to find out what's wrong and what they need to fix.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to see.
Yeah.
So now that we're gonna wrap it up, so we're gonna just talk about some end comments for the podcast, final thoughts and stuff.
So what we wanted to talk about is Jack here, who has been the main guy behind the Halo information that has been given in this video, or this podcast. He is not a fool. He is not going to be on the podcast. Like, he is not... As of right now, we are recording this podcast together at a table, face-to-face. But Jack, this Friday, leaves to go back to Florida, where he goes to college at. And we're going to have to try to get him on the podcast more often with... we're going to have to... This is the first podcast, so we need to figure his stuff out. But we are going to try to make it so that we can have him on podcast via Discord or via some other type of chat while we're all together still. And there's other people on this podcast, like Tyler. He was here for the start of the podcast with the COD subject. You guys probably heard him talking Battlefield subject, but he had to head out early because his mom was calling him home. But
yeah, hopefully we will not have that happen again, though.
Yeah, hopefully
his mom needs to understand. This is important.
But you got stuff to say. Let me tell you.
Let me tell you. But hopefully we'll be able to figure this stuff out in the future, like in the up and coming podcasts. Jack will probably not be in the next podcast unless we wait for him, which we may. Yeah. You never know.
We might. I mean, considering that hurricane still may, has a chance of hitting Florida, it could be pretty devastating. And I mean,
yeah, that hurricane's bullshit, by the way.
Yeah, it's just sitting there all ominously.
It is sitting at the coast, just like over the Bahamas, and it's just sitting there, and you can see it from the coast. It's just not moving. I think they said it moved 30 miles in 30 hours. A mile an hour. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
For context, when were you supposed to go back?
I was supposed... So I left the 31st, Saturday, because the hurricane was scheduled to hit, I think, September... It was September 1st or 2nd, so the dates have been changing because... So I rolled over to Bahamas, I want to say Saturday. Sunday?
It was Sunday. That was the
Oh, 31st was Saturday. Oh, so I rolled over to Bahamas Sunday, the 1st.
Yes. And
then it rolled through Cat 5, screwed everything up there. Hopefully everyone there is okay. And it was scheduled to hit Florida around Monday the 2nd, and I was like, all right. So I was supposed to come home Monday for college, and now I'm like, well, I can't come on Monday. So I delayed it to Tuesday, and then they were like, oh, it's going to hit Tuesday. So I'm like, well, can't go Tuesday. So I'm like, all right, schedule it Wednesday. Then literally right before we did this podcast, it's Wednesday. It still nothing, or not Wednesday. It is Tuesday. I apologize. And I was supposed to fly on Wednesday. Now your flight's canceled because it may hit. So now I can't leave till Friday. But hopefully everything works out, and we'll see. But
so hopefully we get better with this podcast and scheduling it. But who knows? We may do another podcast this week. This is kind of a test podcast to see how we would do.
Yep.
I don't know if we'll be uploading this soon, but if we do upload this and you're listening to it, make sure you guys leave some information below, maybe stuff to talk about in the next podcast.
Feedback.
Yeah, we'll have
whether it be games, whether it be anything to talk about.
if you want to correct us on anything we said wrong, please do. I apologize if anything is wrong.
We
saying
will
wrong
be
information.
making a what kind of social media? Twitter, Instagram.
Something. We'll make something to keep in touch with the people that listen to the podcast.
I don't
Hopefully-
exactly know what this is being uploaded on at this moment.
Hopefully, Spotify.
Plan on Spotify.
If not YouTube.
If not YouTube, yes.
Yeah, YouTube.
YouTube may be a little bit of a boring thing because we do not have video for this podcast at the moment. We hope to get video for the podcast, and if not, maybe somebody to edit in clips because we expect to do stories about kind of fun times we've had, little parties we've had, big parties we've had, just all around kind of either fucked up stuff that's happened or real fucking fun stuff that's happened.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah,
if this is on YouTube, you're going to see some background footage of whatever we're talking about. So,
Yes. And
It's gonna be pretty fun with the Battlefield COD talk.
yeah, hopefully we'll have some good.
yeah, I'll do some switching around with that. It's fine.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have some good background video of so that you have an understanding. Some people may not be into Halo and they may not know what we are talking about when we talk about the trailer that we watch. I'm not that into Halo. We literally, me and Zane, literally just watched the trailer for the first time to kind of have something to talk about, and I'm actually excited for it. I suggest watching the trailer if there isn't a video with this podcast on YouTube.
There's two trailers for it. There's the landscape thing they showed 2 years ago, and then this year, maybe it was 2018. I don't remember. But they showed the story kind of introduction trailer thing. That was pretty short, but it was still cool.
But hopefully we'll be able to introduce you to more people that will most likely be on the podcast and have some affiliation with the podcast. We'll be trying to get other people onto the podcast to help keep the stories going and the information flowing.
Content rolling.
Oh yeah, I mean, as you could expect at parties and stuff, there's all kinds of different stuff going on with different people having conversations, and people who played big part in it that we'll probably have on as guest to speak about their
experience, what they saw, because some of the information we will be giving will be one-sided completely.
Yeah, or not remembered.
One-sided or not remembered. Either that or just completely hysterically over-exaggerated.
Yeah.
But we'll be trying to keep this going, and hopefully it'll be a smooth upload time for people watching, and hopefully it'll be a smooth podcast altogether. And the mic quality hopefully will be a good quality.
With what time are we at about now?
We are 1 hour.
1 hour. So this is probably gonna be a little shorter of an episode. We plan on doing an hour to an hour and 15 as our most with our upload, but we have a few cuts. Obviously, this episode being our first, and being down a couple of people, that it may end up just a little bit shorter of an episode. But expect in the future longer episodes, about an hour and 15.
And,
Yeah, for sure.
And if we don't get if you guys, just because you don't know who's speaking right now, like right now I'm Aaron, and
yeah, no, we'll introduce ourselves.
You go now, Zane.
It's my turn. Okay, well I'm Zane. Go ahead, Jack.
I'm Jack.
And hopefully throughout the podcast you'll start to understand who's speaking at what times, and if you don't, we'll probably have, like, once you do, we'll have guests on.
An introduction.
We'll make sure to introduce the person to the podcast. Make sure you guys understand why they're there.
Earlier was Tyler. He was speaking throughout most of the COD and Battlefield into like the middle of the episode, and before him his name is Sam. He probably will not make it to any more of the podcast. He was just kind of here at the time and decided, he joined in for just the beginning COD talk.
Yeah.
Other than that, you guys got anything else you'd like to bring up, or?
We have a couple other main people that will most likely be on the podcast, like main speakers that will help, co-hosts, I should say.
Yeah,
that will help keep it flowing smoothly. We're not really sure who the main person is speaking during the podcast, who's going to keep the people in line and make sure no one's speaking over each other. There's probably a lot of kind of like misunderstanding during like the podcast of like I went to go speak and so and so went to go speak, or like anything like that. So don't think this is going to be the most perfect podcast, but we got our lovely editor Jack here to help cut and try to make things smooth and make sure the quality.
Hopefully it turns out okay.
There you go, buddy.
Hopefully.
Give yourself a pat on the back.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't suck.
Yeah, we hope to see you in future episodes, and welcome to Lemme Tell Ya.
Yep.
Thanks for stopping.